Hey everyone, welcome to Jack's Reading Corner. I'm Jack, and it is time for another Top 5 Wednesday. If you are new to Top 5 Wednesday, this is a Goodreads group created by Ginger Reads Laney, and it's currently hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. It's basically a group where you are given a topic where you pick your top 5 of that topic, and I will post the link to the Goodreads group below if you guys are interested in joining. Or if you just want to know what the topics are and just want to do this yourself, even without joining the group. And I just realized I forgot my note-taking book, so let me go get that. Again, sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. So, today's topic is your top 5 Jokester characters in honor of, a few days ago, it was April Fool's, I guess. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm assuming that is. So, I had a hard time with this topic of coming up with, surprisingly. Actually, not a surprise. Because it's just a lot easier for me to think of the Jokesters on TV shows and movies, because I'm still kind of trying to... I will still watch movies and TV shows, but I'm also trying to, make it even when it comes to books and TV shows, if not reading more than watching. So I came up with, in fact, the last one I picked is 2 people, and it's from a book series that Sam has requested that people not mention every time they do a Top 5 Wednesday, but I couldn't think of anyone else. And as Sam, who also hosts Tome Topple, she says it's not like she's the book police or anything. She can't come after us if you say that refer to this characters from this book or aspects of this book series. Okay, so let me get to my top 5 Jokesters. Okay, first, number 1 is a book series I just finished recently. And I'm referring to the Dragon Rider Chronicles by Nicole Conway, about a young half-breed, half-elf, half-human who goes to a school and becomes a dragon rider. And then, of course, as any stories like this goes, he has a destiny and he's chosen to save to stop the war between the humans and between the humans and the elves. It's a fun story, it's really cool. But one of his best friend is Felix Farrow, who is also a duke. And this guy is he's charming, he's funny, he's a ladies' man. And in fact, most of my jokesters I think on here are kind of ladies' men. Let's face it, I only have really men on this list. And so they're both kind of flirts. But I feel like that applies. But he's a bit of a ladies' man, he's funny, he's a goofball, and he's a good friend to the main character of that series. And he also, lightens the mood sometimes, and the main character, whose name escapes me at the moment, and Felix kind of tease each other all the time, so... That was my first one. My number 2 is Richie Tozier from classic horror It by Stephen King. Richie is the member of the group who's kind of more nerdy than looks the part of a nerd with the bottle cap glasses and although they kind of updated it in the most recent movie iteration. But it is originally set in when they're kids, it's originally in the 1950s. It's in the 80s, I think, when they're adults. But he's the comic relief of the group. He's funny. He says he's nicknamed Trash Mouth Tozier because he's always saying snarky, stupid things to get himself that will probably get himself in trouble. It will get him in trouble. And he's constantly provoking the school bully, whose name I cannot remember, and he's just the joke. He's probably the only character on this list who's you could give him the actual label of jokester, and he's an impressionist. He's always doing impressions, and his friends always tell him how his impressions always sound the same, like they're not very varied. And then as an adult, he actually becomes a radio talk show host who, like, one of his main sticks is doing impressions of people, and everyone just finds it hilarious. So, next is, this one I wasn't sure, but number 3 is Carswell Thorne from the Lunar Chronicles. Again, like Felix Sparrow, he's a bit of a flirt. He's very laid back. He makes snarky comments all the time, you know. But he also has a heart of gold, in my opinion. He can be very sweet, especially when he first meets Chris. You know, in the 3rd book, he's very sweet and caring. Although he has moments where he resorts to old bad habits like playing. There's a scene where he's playing poker, and he has a girl up, essentially a prostitute, who's sitting on his lap. And Chris, of course, sees this, and she has this massive crush on him. And this breaks her little fangirl heart. But, you know, so he's constantly trying to downplay himself and make himself look bad. But at the same time, he's like so funny and, like I said, snarky, and he's a ladies' man. He's just always constantly flirting. And the other girls in their group, the other Cinder and Scarlet, not so much Winter, because I don't think he really flirts with her. I think she's a little too like kooky for him. Because, unfortunately, if she doesn't use the whole power that Lunars have, which is the mind control kind of thing, then it makes you go insane. So she's a little crazy right now, so he doesn't really flirt with her that much. But, and he's always, you know, teasing the other guys and messing with them, being, like I said, snarky and sarcastic all the way. And then, okay, number 4. So, this is another one who probably is pretty much a jokester, not a flirt, you know, or a play, or, you know, but an actual jokester. And that is the Mad Hatter from the classic children's novel Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Well, although I don't think the Mad Hatter's in Through the Looking Glass. I think he's only in the 1st book. But this guy is, like, literally mad. He's insane. He's crazy, and he's constantly making riddles and jokes all the time. He's just basically nuts. And he drives Alice crazy, and because he says all this mumbo jumbo that does not make any sense, you know, and there isn't any answer to his riddle that he asks her. Why is a raven like a rain dust? He doesn't give an answer. He just constantly asks her the riddle. And I think Lewis Carroll did give an answer at some point. Somewhere. I think I vaguely remember that, but I don't remember what that answer is. And it's like, he's constantly being just random and saying stupid stuff, and that doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. And he's just crazy. Like I said, you know, there's only 2 characters that have on this list who I feel like aren't flirts, you know, but they're actual jokesters. And not the kind of jokesters that, you know, put a whoopee cushion on your seat and then you sit on and you make a fart sound. I mean, jokesters are just sarcastic and teasing and all that and say silly stuff. Okay, so number 5. Like I said, this is referencing to a book series that Sam has requested we not mention, but I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else. And like I said, I'm not trying to call out Sam or anything, because I'm not one of those people who's gonna, you know, be like, that's so unfair, why can't we use Harry Potter? I mean, like I said, Sam's not gonna, you know, she's not gonna come by and just be like, how dare you use Harry Potter? Or she's not gonna, like, comment and say, you're not allowed to use Harry Potter on your list. You know, she's not gonna go to our blogs or go to our videos or anything like that. She just doesn't, it's just too easy to use Harry Potter. So yeah, I'm using Harry Potter, characters from Harry Potter. And I'm sure you can guess who I'm using. And that is the Weasley twins. So actually I have 3 characters on here who actually are jokes who actually deserve the label that are literal jokesters. And although you could argue that the Mad Hatter isn't actually a jokester, he's just mad, he's nuts. So, I mean, he's not technically a jokester, but like I said, I'm putting him on this list. I put him on this list. The Weasley twins are just so funny and goofy and are constantly playing pranks all the time on everybody, especially the teachers at their school, always, and offering ways for the other kids to fake being sick, and they even, by book 6, I think, book 6 they open up a joke shop. They're the ultimate jokesters. They are just, and I mean, in fact, they are the ones who, coincidentally, they find the map, the Marauders map, and give it to its rightful heir. I mean, and they use it to constantly sneak out of the castle, which that is one, in the third movie, that's one of my favorite moments. I didn't think about it, because it's been it had been a while before last year that I had read the whole series all the way through, which, although I'm not technically finished, I still have to read book 7. But the movie did remind me of that moment when they give it to Harry and that realization, oh my god, they're just like the original Marauders, Harry's dad and his godfather, and his dad's other friend who becomes Harry's teacher. And they are the ones that find it for the same reasons that they had it, and then they give it to the heir, technically the heir of the map, you could say. And it's such a great movie. And there's a line in the movie, I don't know if this line is in the book, it still has been a while since I read the third book, where they say, we owe them so much. It's just the irony of that moment, the hilarity of the moment of the realization that they have no idea that map, that they just gave the map to the person who rightfully should have that map in the first place. Like I said, the heir of one of the original creators. I love that moment. That's why, there are so many great moments in the third story, in the third book / and movie. But anyway, they are actual jokesters. They actually have the label jokester. So, those are my top 5 jokesters in books. Like, I try to stay away from using characters from movies and TV shows, because I want books to be just like a 50-50 priority compared to like on-screen stuff. So, would love to hear who your favorite jokesters are, whether you just want to do it, or if you want to be part of the Goodreads group. Feel free to comment in the comment section below. And if you like this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and click subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I hope you are enjoying your reading, and I will talk to y'all later. Alright, bye!